11 things every smart cruiser does on embarkation day. Most cruise vacations are decided in the first 3 hours on board, and most people waste them without realizing it. Smart cruisers do a few quiet things on embarkation day that change the entire week, including one move that fixes mistakes before they even happen. Embarkation day feels hectic because most people let it happen to them instead of shaping it. The smartest cruisers quietly approach it like a setup phase, not a scramble. Number 1. They treat embarkation day as strategy, not chaos. Embarkation day feels like controlled chaos because most people walk onto the ship already behind mentally. Bags aren't ready, plans are fuzzy, and everything feels rushed, even though the vacation hasn't technically started yet. Smart cruisers flip that script. They see embarkation day as a strategic window, not a waiting room before the real cruise begins. That mindset alone changes every decision they make in the first few hours on board. Here's the real-world impact. When you treat embarkation day as throwaway time, you drift. You follow crowds, react to lines, and waste energy solving problems that didn't need to exist. But when you treat it like setup day, you move with intention. You know what needs to be done, what can wait, and what simply doesn't matter yet. Stress drops. Confidence rises. Control the first day, control the cruise. Smart cruisers do 3 things immediately. They orient themselves, they complete essential setup tasks, and they protect their energy. Not maximize fun, protect energy. That's the counterintuitive part. Burning yourself out trying to start vacation instantly often leaves you tired, impatient, and overwhelmed before dinner even arrives. Experienced cruisers pace themselves because they understand something first-timers don't. The cruise isn't short. There's no rush. Before you board, decide on just 3 priorities for embarkation day and ignore everything else. When you give the day structure, it stops stealing your attention. Number 2. They time arrival for flow, not ego. What if arriving earlier doesn't actually get you on board faster? That idea alone feels wrong to a lot of cruisers. There's a quiet assumption that the earliest arrival equals the smoothest experience. Smart cruisers know better. They time their arrival for flow, not ego. Not first on the ship, but least friction through the process. In the real world, arriving too early often means standing in holding areas, waiting for systems to catch up, and being surrounded by the most anxious segment of passengers. That stress is contagious. Lines feel longer, tempers shorten. Meanwhile, the ship isn't fully ready to receive you anyway. Cabins aren't open, venues are limited, and staff are still transitioning from turnaround mode. Earlier feels faster. It isn't. Experienced cruisers aim for the boarding window where operations have stabilized. Security has rhythm. Boarding groups move consistently. You're not rushed, but you're also not stuck waiting. This timing varies by port and cruise line, but the principle stays the same. Smooth beats early, every time. There's also a psychological benefit. Walking onto the ship when things are already flowing makes the experience feel calm and confident. You start the cruise grounded instead of frazzled. That mood carries forward into how you interact with staff, how patient you feel, and how quickly you settle into vacation mode. Choose an arrival time slightly after the initial boarding rush, even if it means boarding later than some passengers. You'll spend less energy waiting and more enjoying. There's a moment early on when people realize their luggage isn't coming anytime soon. What you brought on board with you determines whether that moment feels annoying or irrelevant. Number 3. They carry one bag that solves everything. There's a specific moment on embarkation day when reality hits. Your cabin isn't ready, your luggage is somewhere in transit, and suddenly everyone wants something: swimsuit, medication, sunscreen, chargers, right now. Smart cruisers never let that moment surprise them. They board with one intentionally packed carry-on that quietly solves multiple problems at once. Your cabin isn't ready, you should be. In real life, this single bag becomes your buffer against frustration. It holds essentials that turn waiting time into usable time. Documents, medications, swimwear, a change of clothes, chargers, and one comfort item that makes the ship feel familiar. Without it, you're stuck roaming the ship, slightly annoyed, slightly uncomfortable, and constantly thinking about what you can't access yet. Here's the deeper insight. The goal of the embarkation day bag isn't convenience, it's autonomy. When you don't need your checked luggage, you move freely. You can explore, eat, relax, or even start enjoying amenities without mentally counting the minutes until your suitcase arrives. That sense of independence lowers stress across the entire first day. Pack your embarkation day carry-on as if your luggage won't arrive until dinner, because sometimes it won't. Prepared beats hopeful. Number 4. They do the boring setup immediately. The smartest move most cruisers delay is also the least exciting one. While others head straight for food, drinks, or deck chairs, smart cruisers knock out the boring setup tasks first. Because they understand how cruise systems compound inconvenience when ignored. Minutes now, hours saved. In the real world, this means connecting to the ship's app, confirming onboard accounts, checking reservation details, and handling Wi-Fi or messaging setup early. When you skip this step, every small issue later becomes a disruption. A missing reservation turns into a line at guest services. A messaging glitch becomes a scavenger hunt. What should have been background noise becomes friction. There's also a timing advantage most people miss. On embarkation day, support systems are at their least busy. Staff are available. Lines are short. Problems are easier to solve. Waiting until day 2 or 3 means dealing with peak demand when everyone else finally notices something's wrong too. Smart cruisers front-load friction so the rest of the cruise feels effortless. They trade a few unglamorous minutes early for uninterrupted enjoyment later. That's not boring, that's leverage. Before your first full activity or drink, complete all digital and account setup. If something's off, fix it while solutions are fast. Food is usually the first vacation decision people make on board. But that choice does more than fill you up. It subtly sets the pace for the rest of the day. Number 5. They eat with intention. Embarkation day hunger is different. You've traveled, you're tired, and food suddenly feels like the first real reward of vacation. That's exactly why smart cruisers approach that first meal differently. They don't just eat whatever's closest. They eat with intention, understanding that this single choice quietly influences their entire first day. First impressions go both ways. In real life, this means avoiding the most crowded venues during peak boarding hours, even if they're familiar or tempting. Smart cruisers choose calmer dining options, eat slightly earlier or later than the rush, and focus on fueling, not feasting. The goal isn't indulgence yet, it's stability. Heavy meals plus travel fatigue often lead to sluggishness, irritability, and that odd, "why am I already tired?" feeling by mid-afternoon. There's also a subtle service dynamic at play. When you begin the cruise relaxed and patient, staff interactions flow more naturally. You're not rushed. You're not frustrated. That tone carries forward, especially with crew you'll see all week. Smart cruisers know indulgence tastes better when it's earned. They let embarkation day be light, calm, and controlled, setting up better energy for the nights ahead. Choose your first onboard meal for calm and clarity, not maximum indulgence. You'll enjoy everything more when your energy stays steady. Number 6. They explore the ship like a map maker. The difference between feeling lost on day 2 and feeling confident all week often comes down to what you do in the first hour on board. Smart cruisers don't wander randomly. They explore like map makers, intentionally building a mental layout of the ship while it's still relatively uncrowded. Orientation beats confusion. In real life, this means walking key routes early. From cabins to dining areas, from elevators to theaters, from quiet spaces to busy ones. Smart cruisers notice landmarks, traffic patterns, and alternative paths. They don't memorize the ship, they familiarize it. That familiarity removes friction later, especially during peak times when crowds swell and patience thins. There's also a psychological shift that happens. Once you understand the ship's flow, it stops feeling overwhelming and starts feeling manageable. You move with confidence. You arrive early without stress. You know where to escape when spaces get loud. This isn't about doing more, it's about preventing frustration before it ever appears. Exploration on embarkation day is an investment that pays interest every single day afterward. Take a purposeful walk early, focusing on major routes and quiet zones. Knowing where you're going saves more time than rushing ever will. This is where frustration usually begins, even on great cruises. Not because something goes wrong, but because people act at the wrong time. Number 7. They use guest services strategically. Here's a question most cruisers don't ask themselves until it's too late. When is the right time to go to guest services? Smart cruisers know that embarkation day is both the best and the worst moment. And the difference comes down to intent and timing. Timing is leverage. In real life, guest services on embarkation day is flooded with emotional requests, cabin changes, dining disputes, missing luggage panic. Smart cruisers avoid peak chaos and use the desk with purpose. They visit early only if they have a clear, fixable issue. Account errors, reservation mismatches, accessibility needs. No storytelling, no frustration, just facts. The insight here is simple. Problems are easier to solve before routines lock in. Staff still have flexibility. Options still exist. Waiting until day 2 often means fewer alternatives and longer lines. But showing up without clarity wastes time and energy when both are most valuable. Only visit guest services on embarkation day if you have a specific issue and documentation ready. Precision gets results. Number 8. They document before anything goes wrong. Most cruisers don't think about documentation until there's a problem. Smart cruisers quietly prepare before one ever exists. On embarkation day, they take 1 or 2 simple photos, not for memories, but for clarity later. Proof beats memory. In the real world, this means snapping a quick photo of luggage tags, cabin condition, or any pre-existing issue the moment you arrive. If something goes missing or a question arises, you're not relying on vague descriptions or stress-clouded recall. You have timestamps. You have evidence. This isn't about paranoia. It's about calm. Knowing you're covered removes background anxiety. It also changes how conversations unfold if an issue does come up. Clear facts lead to faster resolutions. Emotional explanations slow everything down. Smart cruisers rarely need these photos, but when they do, they're incredibly glad they exist. Take a few intentional photos on day 1. Luggage, cabin, and any noticeable issues. It costs seconds and saves stress. By this point, most people are tired and just want to get on with the fun. Smart cruisers use this next step to mentally separate travel stress from vacation mode. Number 9. They treat muster as a reset, not a chore. Muster drills have a reputation for killing the mood. Smart cruisers don't fight that reality, they reframe it. Instead of seeing muster as an interruption, they treat it as a psychological reset that separates travel stress from vacation time. Energy is a choice. In real life, this means arriving prepared, attentive, and mentally present. When muster ends, smart cruisers consciously let the day restart. Travel delays, boarding lines, and logistics get mentally closed out. That clean break matters. Without it, stress lingers quietly into dinner, shows up as irritability, or drains excitement from the first night. There's also a practical benefit. When you're focused and efficient at muster, it ends faster for you. You leave with clarity instead of confusion. You're not rewatching videos later or scrambling for information. Treat muster as the official start of your cruise. When it's over, mentally reset and move forward. Number 10. They delay unpacking on purpose. Unpacking immediately feels productive. That's exactly why it can be a trap. Smart cruisers delay full unpacking on embarkation day, not out of laziness, but strategy. Flexibility first. In the real world, cabins may change, luggage may arrive late, and plans often shift on day 1. Fully unpacking too early locks you into decisions before the cruise has settled. Experienced cruisers unpack essentials, then pause. They observe the room, storage, and their routines before committing. There's also a psychological benefit. Leaving bags partially packed keeps your first day lighter. You're not rushing to complete anything. You're allowing the cruise to unfold naturally. Smart cruisers know unpacking isn't urgent, it's inevitable. Doing it at the right time makes it easier, not harder. Unpack only what you need on day 1. Finish once your schedule and cabin feel settled. Late on the first night, there's a quiet decision that almost everyone rushes. Smart cruisers slow down here, and it changes how the entire week feels. Number 11. They slow down before the first night ends. There's a subtle moment late on embarkation day when the ship finally feels alive. Lights glow warmer. Music drifts through open spaces. The instinct is to squeeze everything in: shows, drinks, late dinners, because vacation has officially started. Smart cruisers resist that urge. They slow down on purpose. You've already arrived. In real life, this means choosing presence over pressure. Smart cruisers pick one enjoyable evening activity, not 5. They notice how tired they actually are. They let excitement simmer instead of burn out. That restraint creates a strange effect. The cruise feels longer, nights feel richer, mornings feel easier. There's also a compounding benefit. When you end day one calm instead of overstimulated, sleep improves. Energy resets. Day 2 begins with clarity instead of recovery. That single decision shapes the rhythm of the entire week. Smart cruisers understand something counterintuitive. The best vacations don't start fast. They start steady. Choose one intentional evening experience on embarkation night, then rest. You'll gain more than you give up. Embarkation day isn't a hurdle to get past, it's the foundation everything else rests on. The choices you make in those first few hours quietly shape how relaxed you feel, how smoothly things run, and how much you actually enjoy the days that follow. None of these habits require status, upgrades, or insider access. They're about intention, timing, and restraint. Smart cruisers don't try to win embarkation day. They design it. This video is for informational purposes only. It is not professional travel, medical, or financial advice. Always consult qualified experts before making decisions. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.